Hello, welcome to this new segment, which I am calling Andrea Unplugged for now, or maybe Untethering Unplugged. I'm not sure what the title is going to be, but this is an experiment. This is me just basically sharing few tidbits. It's not like as structured as a podcast episode. This is me showing up my face without really much preparation other than an idea that I really want to share with you and talk to you about. And yeah, let's get started. All right. So when we do business, we are usually focused on the what, right? What we have to do, how we have to do it, what types of products we have to create, are we supposed to launch them? What types of funnels are the best ones, when, how often, how we should we price our products or our services? And in the process of excessively focusing on the how, we tend to forget the key aspect, which is us, ourselves, because we are the ones who are executing. We are the ones who are running all this. And when we don't understand who we are and who we are being in this process, that's when we start encountering obstacle after obstacle. And I feel that's the essence of what I want to talk about in this channel and in these episodes of Andrea Unplugged. So I'm going to start with a question, which is, who am I? And I want you to ask yourself that question. Who are you? Ask yourself, who am I? Even if you want it, write it down. Who am I? And I'm willing to bet that the first thing that's going to come up is you're going to reply based on your roles. I am a coach. I am a mom. I'm a corporate executive. I am a finance major. I am a wife. I am a husband. I am a daughter. I am a business owner. I am a partner, whatever. Then that's all good and great. But let's take it a little bit deeper. And I'm going to ask you the same question again. Who are you? Now, this time, I don't want you to reply with your roles. Give me something else. And just take a moment, write it down. And I'm willing to bet that now you're going to reply with either your habits, your attributes, your hobbies, or some combination in between. So I am a runner. I am a cook. I am somebody who's ambitious. I am a student. I am courageous. I am structured. I am somebody who loves to study. I am somebody who loves to sleep. And that's all good and great. But now let's take it one step deeper. And I'm going to ask you the same question again. Who are you? But don't talk to me about your attributes. Don't talk to me about your roles. Don't talk to me about your habits. Just tell me, who are you? And it's very likely that in this third round, you're going to tell me more about your physical appearance. I'm short. I am tall. I am skinny. I am chubby. I am blonde. I am dark haired. I am whatever might describe you. And again, that's all good and great. But that's not telling me who you are. So now let's go into another level. And I'm going to ask you the same question again. Who are you? And I want you to answer without going into your roles, without going into your attributes, without going into your results, your habits, or your physical attributes, or your emotional or mental, or your personality. None of that. Just tell me, who are you? And I want to see what comes up. So when I did this exercise a few years ago, what came up was basically two words. I am. That's it. I had run out of any description of myself, and I just arrived to that conclusion. I am. I just am. I am. And then a few years later, after meditating on this, then 4 words came up in that meditation. I am light. I am love. I am peace. And I am abundant. I didn't understand what that meant back then, but it's taken me years to fully grasp that what those 4 words that came up for me was basically the description of who I was, the essence of my highest being. Could say like the essence or the description of my soul. My soul is light. My soul is love. My soul is peace. And my soul is abundance. I am a being of light. I am a being of love. I am a being of peace. And I am a being of abundance. And I want you to try that. So if you can, meditate on it. If you walk, and if you want to do a walking meditation, if you want to sit, if you want to journal, but let that information come to you. What is the essence of who you are? And maybe the essence of who you are is going to be that you are hope, that you are balance, that you are creation. And, we don't know, but there are so many words that could come up that describes your highest self. And this is what's important, because in order for us to do business in a different way, in order for us as spiritual entrepreneurs to influence change and to maybe even rebel against the standards of what we now consider wrong or predatory or, unfair in this business space today, in order for us to influence the change that we want to see, we need to connect to the essence of who we are. Because this essence of who we are isn't clouded by insecurities or painful memories. It isn't clouded by fears of mistakes. There is no duality. This highest self, this essence of who we are, basically is. It's all-encompassing. It's perfect. It's complete. It's whole, where it's not looking for something and it's not lacking anything. It's absolute. Okay. And when we start doing business from this place, from the essence of who we are, the types of decisions that we make are completely different. Because if I connect myself, for example, to my energy of light, of love, of peace and abundance, and I decide and I choose to do business from that place, then I can feel it in my energy. I can feel that push. I can feel like that excitement that's like coming from me. And that excitement and that energy that's coming from me is no longer worried about whether I get it right or wrong. It's no longer worried about what others are going to say about me, or whether I match up to the competition, if I'm up to par, or if I'm less than, or if I'm lacking this or that. It's not worried about any of that, because it's driven by this need to share. And in my case, it's driven by this need to share this message of change. It's driven by this need to be this kind of like light turner, because that's what I see my purpose of in this world. I see myself as somebody who can help others turn on or turn up their light. And I've had this in many visions from the past, where I can see a long line of people who have, they're feeling disconnected, they're feeling overwhelmed, they're feeling anxious, they're feeling stressed. And you can see their light, and it's like their inner light is almost shut down. And then through our work together, we can bring it all back up. Because that's the work that I do. Because I really believe to my core that we are all perfect, that we are all abundant by nature, that we're all perfect as a whole, that we don't need fixing, that there's nothing wrong with us. No matter what happened, no matter the mistakes, no matter what happened in our past, there's nothing wrong with us. We are lovable just as we are. We are perfect just as we are. And I feel that my role as a guide is to help you remember that, remember your gifts, remember the essence of who you are, so that you can start doing business in a way that feels true to you, in a way that feels authentic and aligned to you, so that we can stop doing business comparing ourselves to others or driven by what other people are doing, and we can start connecting to the essence of what we want to express and how we want to change the world. So if we can connect to that essence, then obviously the actions that we take are going to be bolder. The way that we connect with our clients, even with our followers, with the people in our DMs, are going to be completely different, because they're no longer going to be driven by fear or by lack. There's no longer going to be this need of, pay me or buy from me or please say yes, or feeling icky because you feel like you have to convince somebody to buy from you. No, because you're standing in your power, you're standing in your essence. And there's no way that it's going to be uncomfortable if you're approaching somebody from your highest abundance to their highest abundance. It's no longer going to be uncomfortable if I am approaching that conversation from my light, from my peace, from my love, from my abundance, and I connect to your essence of who you are, whatever that essence is. And all of a sudden, the conversation happens at a higher place, at a higher level. And it's driven no longer by circumstance, but rather by possibility of what we could co-create together, of how we can move together to create a bigger change, a bigger ripple effect of change. And I feel that I find that so I love that. I love that possibility of how we can change the way that we do business, not just through our actions, not just through our choices, but by connecting with us from a higher state. And I feel that this is different from what we've seen in other coaching circles, even in the personal transformation space, where you're trying to embody or adopt habits or traits or attributes that are not really yours. I want to be bolder, so I have to hypnotize myself so that I can be bolder. I want to do this. I want to be more of that. I want to be more determined. I want to be more disciplined. So I have to program or reprogram my mind to be more of that. But the essence, the energy of that is still focused on not good enough. It's still focused on there's something wrong with me and I need to fix it. But if you instead connect with the essence of who you are and accept yourself and accept that essence and know that you are absolute and that you are lovable and abundant and perfect and you are this being that brings so much magic and so many gifts to our humanity, and we be at a loss if we wouldn't connect with you. And if we work from that place, then there is no need to change yourself. It's just a matter of reconnecting to who you've always been, to who you were since you were a baby from day one or day zero when you arrived to this earth. And I find that incredibly amazing. And I feel like that's the journey of untethering. It's untethering, untethering what keeps us stuck in this place of not enoughness. It's untethering or, moving away from all the, the self-criticism, from the judgment, from the not enoughness, from, the lack of self-trust or maybe lack of self-acceptance, is moving away from that and connecting and starting a journey with your soul, where you're finding parts of you or you're rediscovering parts of you that were always there, but maybe they were hidden. Maybe they were a little dusty. Maybe they were buried under a lot of rubble, but they were always there. And in that journey of untethering, you start piecing all those parts together. You start cleaning them and shining them and sharing and giving them love so that they light up again. And as they light up and as they gain strength, then you start doing business differently because you start seeing yourself differently. And that's how we can start creating these gigantic waves of change. And I am so ready to help you get started in your journey of untethering. If you want to just DM me or comment, but let's get started. So yes, if anything that I shared with you in this, in these 15 minutes or so triggers you in any way, it calls you, it appeals to your heart, you feel like your heart is pulling you towards knowing more, reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about what's going on with you, and let's see what are the possibilities so that we can connect to the essence of who you are. All right. I don't know how I'm going to post this on YouTube, but it's going to be there. So comment, share, like it, and please reach out. I would love to connect with as many of you, and let's get started in this journey of untethering. Take care, everyone.